Hello, guys. Welcome back to NRI Talks. Apologies for the delay, but we've been juggling multiple roles to bring out the best content for you. Moving from India to any other city in overseas is no small feat. It's a journey in itself, filled with several challenges, navigating through them, and then finally trying to find sense of belonging in the new city. For those who have moved from India to Sydney, there is some help. There's a Facebook group called Indians in Sydney. It has over 134K members, and it's no group like other Facebook groups that you may have come across. This acts as a lifeline, offering assistance, advice, emotional support, and everything that Indians need to find their feet in this city. Today, we are so lucky to be joined by Nadeem, who is the founder of this Facebook group. Nadeem is going to share with us the inspiring story of how this group was formed, challenges they have faced, and also the recognitions it has received to what's in store for this group going forward. It's going to be a long one, guys, rightfully so. So if you're home, sit back, get some popcorn or chai. If you're commuting, like most of us listen to these podcasts while we are commuting, put on your headsets and enjoy. This is going to be a very insightful one. Thank you. Nadeem, thank you so much for giving your precious time to our viewers and our channel. It's a pleasure to meet you here virtually for the very first time. I've been an active follower of Indians in Sydney group, and I wanted to get your opinions and insights about this group, how it was formed, what kind of positive impact it has on the community, Indian community in Sydney. But before we proceed, Nadim, I would just like to share my own experience with the group. I have actually met Gaurav, a dear friend of mine, through this group, and we both formed a startup called BotSec, providing basic cybersecurity services like pen testing, vulnerability testing, ISO certification, etc. Well, we still yet to take off. We are trying to find our feet in the market, but the story is Gaurav posted this message in Indians in Sydney group asking for any like-minded people to come and collaborate with him. And that's how I met Gaurav through this group. So that's just one example of the impact this group has on everyone, Indian community living in Sydney. So today we would like to touch upon, the inception of this group, how it was formed, etc., and share your experience and your opinions about how you want to take this forward. So before we get started, Nadeem, for the benefit of our viewers, many people know that you are one of the creators of the group, but then maybe not many know about your background and your journey to Australia from your hometown. So would you like to speak few words about your journey which brought you here?
Certainly, certainly. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me to your show. I really appreciate, and thank you for everyone who's watching this recording. Um, my journey started when I was born. I've been to. I was born in Chandigarh, and then after my graduation, I moved to Bombay. I have always been a very happy person who likes to make friends everywhere I go, even in Bombay. I mean, I've been here. I migrated to Australia back in 2005, and even before, if you go back to Bombay, people still love me there. So when I arrived to Australia, um, it was own personal decision. There was some personal circumstances. I decided to migrate to Australia. I moved here. I was filled with a lot of hope, a lot of anticipation, a lot of curiosity as I wanted to embark. I'm embarking on a new chapter of my life. I was very happy. I moved here. I landed here. I still remember the day. I had a stopover in Bangkok, and I went to the loo in Bangkok, and I had a lot of pain in my heart. I just felt that I'm just going very, very away from my friends, my people, my country. This was the first time actually I was going that away. I mean, most of my journey used to be in Middle East side of things, but never to that this far away. So it was a very feeling I cannot forget. it was a very deep pain, and my tear just came out. Anyways, long story short, I landed in Australia. I did not meet anyone, but just one friend of mine. He's still here. He came to receive me. He took me to one of the shared accommodation in Summerhill, with a lot of students living in one apartment. And then was very happy. First day, very happy, very known people. Just because it was most of them were Indian. Second day went okay. Third day, I decided to go out and look for see Australia. So I spent about 2 weeks, 2 weeks exploring Australia, Sydney City, Bondi Beach, and more Blue Mountains. And then the guys told me that sorry, you have to move out because the person who was living in the apartment was coming back. That's where you know things, because I have no experience how to rent an apartment. I did not know how to find a job. I did not have any idea where to find halal meat. For example, I'm a Muslim. I eat halal meat. I did not know where to find vegetarian food because I remember I'm going to McDonald's and asked for cheeseburger, and the cheeseburger comes with the beef. So those kind of things, and then there was no job as well, because I did not know how to find a job, where to find a job, and those weeks turned into months, and there was a disconnection. There was I found myself navigating a sea of lot of strangers. I did not knew anyone, all unfamiliar faces. There was no sense of belonging because you know oh, by the way, I moved to city, so I lived in city. So there was no sense of belonging. Most of my friends I made that time in the apartment was from English background. There was no. I was missing everyone. I was missing my parents. I was missing my friends. I was missing uh, my neighbors, my chaiwala, my restaurant, everything. So that 2 months was very very hard for me, and I realized that I was not alone in that journey. There was a lot of other people, other people in the community, Indian community, were experienced a similar struggle, and they were craving for connection. Because I remember going to Harris Park, and I met a couple of people there, and they were the same story. And that time, I decided to start Indian in Sydney Facebook group.
What year was
There,
this, Nadim?
2007.
2007. Hmm.
So 2007, I founded Indian in Sydney. It wasn't easy because the only member was in the group was me, and
Okay,
then I invited all my people from my friends request from my workplace. I invited everyone to join. So I think we were about 40 people. Out of 40, maybe 10 left on the same day.
hmm,
Um, because the invitation, they just join in, and but then each member came started coming in, each then we started sharing the stories and everything, shared the news. Slowly, gradually, we had more people coming in. जैसे there is a dialogue in one of the movie, लोग जुड़ते गए और कानवा बनता गया. So
that's right.
what started as a very humble individual, born out of a personal experience, it became something far greater than I could not imagine. I did not imagine that it will be so big. One of the things what we decided that means I decided that we will never uh, compromise on the quality of the group. The core purpose of the group has always been the same. The core purpose of the group has always been be connected and help each other. It's today our group is one of the largest Facebook group of its kind. It is a testament that it's the resilience of human spirit and transformation power of connection. So when you have people connecting with each other, they're helping each other. So today I'm very proud. It gives me a lot of contentment that, I'm not making difference in people's life directly, even indirectly. It gives me a lot of contentment and a lot of pride. And as I reflect back on my journey, I'm just filled with a lot of gratitude, a lot of thanks to every member of mine, and the friendship we have formed, the lives we have touched. And we still have a long way to go. We are still working towards it, and I'm sure we will get there.
Definitely, Nadim. I think what you've touched upon about your journey from India to Australia, many people can resonate to that emotional part of it, leaving home and then moving to a different place. But nowadays it has become easier. Like people can post in the groups. They will look up on Facebook. They'll find groups, Indians in Parramatta, Indians in Harris Park, etc. There are plenty of groups. But back then there were very few resources for people to get connected, to ask for information, to get themselves accustomed to the culture and the way of living here. So well done, Nadim. And as you said, there's still a long way to go. We'll touch upon those things later. But you have
Absolutely.
been recently recognized as the community manager. I've seen that post on Facebook. Can you tell us a little bit about it? What were your responsibilities and what drove you to get this recognition, please?
But before actually I go into that, I would like to mention the only thing which was with us even back in 2007 was Indian Link. So
Okay,
I really want to thank Pavan Luthra and Rajni Luthra for Indian Link, because whenever we used to go to grocery stores, we would pick up that Indian Link newspaper and go
okay.
through it. There was not many groups that time, that's correct, but now there are plenty. But Indian Links has always been there. Now back to Meta Certified Community Manager. Meta have recently Meta is Meta Facebook is investing a lot of resources and a lot of investment into Facebook groups and Facebook page, and he Meta wants to empower the the group admins to have their credibility acknowledged and certified officially by Meta. So Meta Community Manager is an exam that you have to do, just like I like to give exams. So I'm PMP certified, I'm CISM, I'm CRISC, I am Security Plus, all these certifications. So this is, I like to do certification. So this is just came on board. I got a invitation from the Meta learning group that you should do the certification. So what it signifies, it gives you it gives other person assurance as well that the credentials are certified by Meta. It signifies a commitment to excellence, professionalism in community management. So there is a module we have to go through where there are certain things as a community manager you should do and you should not do. There are community standards which are set up by Meta in itself that we have to go through and read that what are the community standards and how a community should behave in a virtual world, because in virtual world is full of scams, full of spams, full of bad people, full of imposters,
Negativity.
negativity as well.
Yeah.
So this course actually gives us bit of insight on that as well. Being certified means that you are equipped. You can tell a person in front of you that you are equipped with the skills and knowledge. The most importantly, the ethical standards which are necessary to cultivate uh, a vibrant community or to bring a community together. Especially this recognition is very important in today's digital age, because it upholds the best practices you can do to manage a community in a virtual world.
Excellent, Nadim. Well deserved. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
That brings you more responsibilities to you, which I understand, and I'm sure you're well prepared for that. Well, we were talking about the negativity currently on social media. time and again I do find one-off topics in Indians in Sydney group where the topic just takes a different tangent, though the person who has posted it with is with the honest intentions. But overall, I would say 98% of the time, always the conversations are really engaging, trying to help out each other or exchanging information. So I think the moderators are doing an excellent job. Do you want to talk a little bit about the moderators, their contributions to shape it up?
So there are sometimes topics which are can turn into a toxic conversation within the group, but that's one of the priority of admins within our group. The admin moderators, what we do is we maintain a proactive approach. So we have set up a clear community guidelines that tells you that what are the acceptable behaviors in the group, and at the same time we do post every month that there are certain things which are not allowed in the group. We have zero tolerance for disrespect and bullying. So if there is a disrespectful behavior, unfortunately we have to let the member go, because we have zero. Because doesn't matter if it is a difference of opinion, how you are, you're rich, poor, you have a big job, we do not allow any kind of disrespect towards anyone. And you see that most of these requests, we post anonymous requests, and people sometimes become very judgmental as well. Again,
Yep,
we encourage people not to be judgmental. I mean, you, unless you are in that person's shoes, you don't know what they are going through. So if you, that's why I encourage that if you don't want to, don't, if you can't help, just skip the post.
yep,
Don't post anything on that comment. We foster very open communication with the member. We encourage them to report any concern issues they encounter. They can message any of the admin.
yep,
In terms of admin, we have four moderators in the group. That's one of their job, is that's one of the priority, is that they will scan through various posts and see if there is a uh, somewhere is a discussion going on which can turn into a disrespectful behavior, or turn into a negative, or can turn into a trolling for that person. So some those moderators have the ability to stop those comments and suspend those members. And at very last resort, we just remove the member from the group. Our goal, whatever we do, is it revolves around the core purpose of the group. Our goal has always been to cultivate a culture of a mutual respect, understanding, and support within the group. That way, we feel that members will feel a lot more comfortable expressing themselves without the fear of judgment, because that's very very important in any group, any conversation you are having. You need to ensure that a member can speak freely about anything, any discussion they want to have. Of course, we won't be able to solve 100% of their problem, but at least we can give a shoulder to them they can lean on, they can speak to, and they can get advice without being without being targeted to, or so that's why it's a proactive moderation, clear communication, and commitment to upholding our community values and the guidelines of the group.
great. Nadim, if you share the details of the other moderators or admins, I would like to post their profiles as well as part of this podcast so they get
Absolutely.
due credit.
So
But yeah, please go on.
we have Mithun. Mithun is from South India, and he's
Hmm.
from Hyderabad. He's into IT as well. We have Corazon. He's from Delhi side. He is into IT as well. Well, everyone is from IT. I just realized everyone is from IT. Then
Mostly.
Daryl Diaz. Daryl is from southern part of India, I believe. And then we have RN as well. So it's a very diverse team. And I also want to acknowledge my old ex moderators as well. In past 17 years, we have several moderators They have decided to go on their own path. But their contribution is very very important as well. They have contributed a lot to the group. I would like to name few. We have Priyanka. She was with us for 7 8 years. We had Amit Vyas, Suman, quite a few, and Varun was my colleague. He was with me from the start. So all of these
Great.
people, not only these people, at the same time, every single member of our have contributed a lot to the group. We have
Excellent.
several group experts.
Yeah, and Nadeem, talking about the moderators, kudos to them managing their professional life, personal life, and also acting as moderators, because I can imagine there will be hundreds of posts coming in every day, and all those need to be scanned, and any conversations going in the wrong direction need to be scanned as well. Kudos to the admins, moderators, and yourself for maintaining the decorum in the forum.
But absolutely, that's why each moderator spend about 3 to 4 hours every day of their real
Jesus.
life for
Uh,
the group, which is a lot because
Pretty
your
significant,
job,
yeah.
yeah, it's a half a day of your job, and
Yep,
they don't sleep on the weekend. We work on the weekend, and there are several posts goes in the group. We if you just look, if there was not love of the community, we can just leave the group like that and it just run by itself. It doesn't work like that. Some people, I think, some of the people did not understand that there's a lot goes into running a group. Giving out
understand.
even 2 hours every single day is very hard. Taking that away from your real life, from your kids, your family, your workplace, your personal life, where you can be actually sitting with your friend. So spending 2 hours, minimum, even 2 hours a day is a lot. And
Yep.
they've been doing it for years. I've been doing that for maybe say 17 years.
That's right, Nadeem. So I'll take this opportunity to acknowledge all those admins and moderators who have worked in the past and who are currently working for their immense contribution to the group.
Thank you so much.
Nadeem, one thing that actually intrigues me is time and again I have seen posts like every alternate day, I guess, there will be a post, something on the lines of, "Hey, tell us what do you miss the most from India," or "Tell us one place where you get this particular stuff very good." So I think these posts encourage more engagement within the group. It's not like people are just posting questions or asking for information. You are also trying to bring back that nostalgia by posting these kind of questions. So what
That
drives you to do this?
that is correct. That's absolutely correct, and I think you rightly said. Very great question. Um, having a community where people are talking about find me a job, find me accommodation. So people sometimes get that this group is just for that. So it is very important that we start engagement topics, we talk about topics which are very close to people's heart, which can bring high engagement level within the group, and which can bring people together. I'll just give you an example. When we're talking about just a basic example, where to get best chola bhatura in town, we'll have a lot of people commenting, and one of the reason for that is so people get connected, and we have several people actually connected just with those posts. Hey, let's try it together. So that connection was made, and they two members are going for chola bhatura together. So even we're talking about what was your first school. People will say, oh, this is a security question. Well, that's not a security question, because there are several other things which include in a security question. But if someone is talking about what was school, the first school, there is a connection made. This is a real life connection. People made that, oh, that person was studying in a school in a Kanpur, and she found a friend from the same school back home, and they connected with each other. So it's about bringing people together. We That's why we got the interest. We check the preferences and the concern of the. So at the time to time we'll talk about domestic violence. So we it is our social responsibility as well to talk about topics and raise awareness about social issues. It could be uh, about domestic violence, it could be about the careers, it could be about women, it could be about men health. We do raise all these issues every now and then as well. At the same time, we keep a pulse on the current events, trends, what's happening in community, and we share those news as well. So you see, everything takes time. The effort our team put in to, that this is something we talk about. So, and at the same time, we find our responsibility in raising awareness about Indian culture. So we have a lot of followers which are non-Indians. I'm talking about the page here. So we want to raise awareness about Indian culture, what Indian wear, what Indian eat, what Indian, because Indians is not just about butter chicken. There is a lot of other food we have. So recently, last month, we did awareness campaign on Indian traditional clothes. We talk about what kurta pajama is, what anarkali is, and at the same time, we believe that it is our responsibility to raise Australian culture as well. So at time to time, we'll run a campaign on Aboriginals, like what are Aboriginals like, because it's their land and we must acknowledge it. So we send the acknowledgement to them as well. And we talk about we last year we did a citizenship test campaign where we posted a lot of material on citizenship test. So these kind of things, it actually help us run the group as well. At the same time, it raised a lot of awareness and help. I don't. We don't expect that thousands of people will get the information from. Even one person get help. That's we have done our job. At the same time, we post about resume. We post about career building. We post about every month. We have a different topic. Uh, we leverage our diverse format and mediums to keep things fresh and engaging.
Great.
We also there are so many things. We also organize polls, sometimes quizzes or brain teaser, just to so people can talk. Recently, we did Antakshari online, so people can just have fun as well, because group is just not about one thing. It's a place where everyone can come together and have a sense of belonging. They can share, they can get information and make a lot of connection.
Absolutely, Nadim. I mean, all the examples you've touched upon and all the campaigns you guys are running is a true testimony to how powerful the digital medium is and how you can utilize it in a positive way. So,
Absolutely.
kudos to you and your team. But, Nadim, one complaint I have is you have never met the admins or moderators in person. So I think maybe there's an opportunity to organize some get-together so everyone can meet in person, or maybe in fact have an event for entire community of Indians in Sydney. That will be a massive event, I guess.
Uh, that's very true, and I regret that not taking a decision on meeting people. I'm a very simple man, very simple man. I have my own life. That I have my kids, my family. Um, so it's not about. It's not just I don't want to meet them. It's just like I'm a very personal person as well. So
Okay,
I don't like to go to the events. I don't like to showcase that I'm the admin. I'm the I meet people. So sometimes if there's a chance, I definitely go around and meet my moderators. But we have a very close connection. We do chat every day. We do talk about things every day. We
great.
have in communication every day. They can pick up a phone and call me anytime. It just um, I don't know what to say, because if you talk about, we have 24 4 hours in a day. You're spending 8 to 10 hours sleeping. You spend 8 hours at your workplace. You spend about 2 to 3 hours traveling, and you spend about 4 to 5 hours on Facebook moderating. People don't get time.
I
That's the
understand.
main problem. And then on the weekend, you have to take the groceries. You have to take the kids out. It is not only for me. I'm talking about. my other moderators as well. It's the same story because it's very hard, because we all have our priorities, and
I understand.
family comes first. And I tell this to everyone that real life take precedence over everything. Your real life take precedence over virtual life. So you can't have your virtual life giving you, a lot more edge over your real life, because your real life is your real life, your family and your friends. Um, but it doesn't mean that we don't have a connection. I still have very close connection with my ex moderators as well. I still talk to them, and even with the new moderators, I respect them. I acknowledge every single thing they do. But sometimes I love to meet them, but sometimes you just don't get that chance,
I
or a
understand,
chance
Nadim.
that we'll meet.
Yeah, that's the trade-off, I guess, the sacrifice you make to contribute to the group, which is really appreciated. Nadim, so many topics that we want to talk about, but I just wanted to make sure I'm utilizing your time wisely. So thank you so much for touching upon various topics. I'm sure many members in Indians in Sydney may not have recognized how it was formed and what sort of efforts go in the background to make it happen. Hopefully, this effort will help them understand and appreciate you and your team. Thank you so much for that. Any other future plans for Indians in Sydney? What's your vision for this community, Nadeem? Before we wrap it up.
We have we work on various causes as well. So one of the things what we want to do is we want to contribute more to the society and the community as well. We want to bring Indian community to embed with Australian culture. At the same time, we want Australian culture to understand the Indian culture. So we plan to do a few events as well in the future. Definitely, supporting small business is core focuses of our group. We actively encourage our members to promote their ventures, but not flooding the group by advertisement and everything. We have set up our own website, indianinsydney.au, where people can actually publish their business listing, for actually small businesses can do for free of cost. At the same time, we ask various questions, where to find best migration agent. So we have the small businesses where we recommend them to connect. We don't actually want to promote the business directly. We rather have people recommending them. It makes more sense people recommending them. So you have more trust that somebody with the first hand experience is recommending them. And the long-term vision of the group has always been inclusivity and making an impact both in the Indian community and as well as Australian culture. Because there is a lot of myth goes around that, yeah, what Indians are, because it doesn't matter, we and what we want to promote is the cohesiveness. So we want our Indian culture could be different, but what we are now in Australia, everyone look at us as an Indian. Doesn't matter you are from Hyderabad, you're South Indian, I'm North Indian, they're Central Indian. This is still a big problem with the community. So this is what we want to, we want to promote us as an Indian. So because the third person, any other third person looking at us, they don't look at us where we are from. They look at us as Indian. That's our identity. It does not matter. I mean, you become first generation, second generation, third generation. You will always be looked at as an Indian. So as an Indian, what we want to promote is our Indian culture. So people, any other person looking at Indians, they are not looking at just the myth, but the reality that what Indian culture is all about, one Indian is all about. At the same time, we want to help a lot of the new migrants coming to Australia to understand the Australian culture, because coming to an coming to a foreign country, it's not about just you telling the foreigner to learn my culture. It is my responsibility to learn their culture as well, because it's two-way street.
Yep.
We would be collaborating with few other community organizations like CMRC and other, because Melissa Montario do amazing job for the community, for the new migrants, for the refugees. I'm not more into events on anything. Our purpose would be how we can help the community. And we want to do initiative for Meals on Wheels. We want to do initiative where we are helping the domestic violence victim. We are helping men health. And at the same time, we do what do you do now? We talk to various renowned personality from Indian background who are contributing to the community, and we post that in the group as well. So there's several things. I don't know. We'll be able to fit that in half an hour. We there are several things we want to do, but we can't do without the support of yourself or the members. So we need your support to be able to achieve the goals, because I've always said to everyone that life is short. Life is very short. Life can just finish in your blink of eye. So we must do something that gives us contentment, that gives us, uh, that makes us proud that what we have done. You want to be on your deathbed and you want to tell your children that this is what you have done in your life and this is what you have achieved. We are in Australia. We all will all make money. We'll all be successful. We'll all be achieve so many things in the life. But this is something we should all contribute to, that we are what we are giving back to the community, not just Indian community but Australian community as well. There are a lot of Australian children. They sometimes they are under poverty as well. They are our responsibility as well. Not only you know this is our time to showcase other communities as well, that Indians are here to help you out. Not Australian, we can help any other community. So that's why kudos to people like Melissa Montario from CMRC, from Harmon Waliaji, and the best example I would give was Samir Pandey ji from ex Lord Mayor from Parramatta, and Sanjay Deshwal. They are working a lot. Even Pankaj Tangri, I forgot to mention his name. They are doing a lot for the community. You know, so these are the things we should be looking forward to, and this is the thing we want to actually go into as Indian in Sydney. We want to be remembered as not just as a Facebook group, but as a community that have made a lot of contribution in the society.
Thank you so
Okay.
much, Nadeem. As you rightly said, we may not be able to cover everything in one episode, but to our viewers, if you are interested to know more and if you want to hear more of Nadeem, please leave your comments in the comment section. And before you do that, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Nadeem, really appreciate your time. That was very informative and insightful. I'm pretty sure there will be a huge response to this podcast, and we may have to come back to you to talk
No, no,
about the other topics.
absolutely. Thank you
Appreciate
so
it.
much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everyone watching as well.